All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in here. What we're going to do is we're going to create a featured hotels structure and template for the Livingston Hotels and Resorts. As you can see here, I have my Livingston site up and running. Make sure you have that along with me. I have included the templates and the theme from modules 2 and 3, but it's okay if you don't have those with you for these exercises. So let's start by adding our global snippets file to VS Code. This is going to give us some new snippets for module 4 specifically. If you're coming from modules 2 and 3, you will have done this before. We're just going to go ahead and add in some new snippets to distinguish the modules. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Visual Studio Code here. I'm going to go to the user snippets. So if you're on OS X, you can go to Code, Preferences, and User Snippets. If you are on Windows, you can go ahead and just go to File, Preferences, and User Snippets. So we're going to go ahead and click on New Snippets here, and we're going to type in the name here for this. This one is going to be LFR-Experience Management, and that will keep this distinct from the other snippets in the other modules. So next what we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab the Experience Management snippets from our Exercises folder and copy paste them in here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my exercises here. So you'll see I already have my exercises for module 4 here. If you don't already have those with you, make sure to download those for module 4. You can go ahead and open those up. We have the experience management snippets.json. Go ahead and open that up in your editor. And I'm going to go ahead and copy these and paste these in to save my new snippets file. So this gives us the start we need to go ahead and get started with our structure and template. Now to start, we want to go ahead and create our web content structure for our featured hotels. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to my Livingston instance here. If you are not already logged in or don't have this set up, again, you can go to check on module 1 to get everything set up, or you can go ahead and make sure you have your instance of Liferay running or your Livingston instance, and you can go ahead and log in. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the menu. I already have it open here. I'm going to go to Content and Data in the Site Administration panel, and I'm going to click on Web Content. So this is where we're going to create our structure and template for some of our new types of web content. So I'm going to click on Structures. I'm going to add a new structure here. Now for the title, we're going to call this Featured Hotels Content. And we have our editor here. Close this for a little bit more space. The editor gives us a number of fields. We can go ahead and drag those and configure those over here. We're going to start by dragging a text field to the very top, and then we're going to create a group of fields that we can actually repeat for our featured hotels. So I'm going to drag a text field underneath, and then from there I'm going to drag documents and media and a link to page within this text field here. So I'll drag my documents media here, as well as the link to page underneath our documents and media. So what this allows us to do is it allows us to make some edits and configurations to these fields, and then we can actually just repeat these fields. So we've grouped them together, we can repeat them, just makes the whole process a lot easier for us. So for the top here, I'm going to go ahead and click on the top field, top text field. I'm going to double click into field label here, and we're going to change this to title, save it. Okay, nice and easy. And then for the second field, the second text field here, we're going to go ahead and just change this field label to text 1. Save it there. For the documents and media field, this is just simply going to be image 1. And then for link to page, we're going to go ahead and change this to link 1. So we're going to feature 4 of the featured hotels. And we can make that easier for ourselves, again, by just going ahead and clicking on the Add button here for the text 1 as well as the sub fields here. And that will give all of them to us here. We can just go ahead and update these so that they all say 2. So we'll go ahead and have our text 1, image 1, link 1, and then we'll do 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to click on the top here, change this to text 2, click Save. Same thing for my image, image 2, save, and I can go ahead and do that for my link as well. Link 2, and save. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in my next set here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. I'm gonna have to scroll up a bit here to keep changing these. Text 3, and then we'll do image 3, and then we'll do link 3 as well. And then lastly, I'll go ahead and click add again. And then I'll go ahead and update these as well. So I'll do text 4. Scroll down here. Image 4. Scroll down. And link 4. So we have all of our text, image, and link fields here. So that makes it complete. Again, if you look at any of these fields, you can go ahead and take a look at the type. You can choose things like showing label, making it required. This is going to be the variable link that we actually use. So you want to make sure that this is exactly as set up in the exercise so that our template that we're going to create is able to appropriately grab the variables for these fields. And then you can add some additional information for the different fields here as well. So once you've done this, you can go ahead and come to the top and click Save. This will give us our new structure. The next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and import some example content here that we can go ahead and use. And then we can go ahead and place it on the page and build our template so that we can see how it changes. So click on the Web Content tab here. And then we're going to come up to the top here, top right, go to Export, Import, Import, Select File. And then I'm going to go to my downloads where I have my exercises downloaded. So I'm going to come to my module 4 exercises. And if I open up the exercise to web content templates folder here, I should see my lar file. Okay, so it's going to be called featured livingston.lar. Go ahead and open that up. Click continue and import. This might take a few seconds. When you see successful, you can go ahead and close the pop-up here. We see our new web content that we have, and we can go ahead and go to our site and see what it looks like without our new template. So open up the menu, click go to site. I can go ahead and add on the new content here. So I'm going to go to the content section, drag the 2019 featured hotels, and there we go. It just shows us the basic structure. I'm going to go ahead and remove this Hello World widget here. You'll notice again that I'm using the Livingston theme. It's okay if it looks a little bit different for you. If you're using the classic theme, that's going to be just fine. So let's go ahead and add our new template. So we're going to go ahead and create the template using some of the snippets that we just added, and then we can go ahead and add it to the platform and take a look at how it has changed the look and feel of our new content. Now again, as I said in Module 3, ultimately it's best if you have some sort of publication process, you're using some sort of a DevOps process, you're able to store your code in something like GitHub or some sort of version control system in order to avoid directly saving this to the database and having issues with an upgrade later on. Just want to note that here as something that's important to keep in mind. Now for our purposes, since this is going to be a demo, we're just going to go ahead and save it to the platform so we can take a look. So to open up our featured hotels template FreeMarker file, go ahead and find that exercise 2 folder here, and then you should see the featured hotels FTL. This gives us a starting point for our FreeMarker template. So now that we have this opened up, let's go ahead and find that first comment here for the div header and body snippet. Let's go ahead and type in LFR. If you need to, you can type in LFR-experience, and that just keeps it distinct from the other snippets you might have at this point, and choose that first snippet there. Now what you can do again if you're looking at the exercises on the page is you can go ahead and just type this out freehand. If that's a better learning experience for you, then please feel free to pause the video at any point and type some of this stuff on your own. So this gives us our basic card structure here. So we're continuing to use some of those card classes from Clay. And what we want to do is we want to here add in our header, so our image header, and then here we want to go ahead and add our title and link for our featured hotels. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this div structure here that we just added in the snippet. So what I want to go ahead and do here is add the second snippet that will give us the hotel image header here. So go ahead and type in LFR. If you need to, you can type in that dash experience again and choose the second snippet. What this does is it's basically checking for an image. If the image does exist, it's going to give it the link. And again, these variables here are from the structure itself. So we are assuming this data. So the text1 image1.getData, and we'll also assume that for the link as well. So we're going to do just that. What we'll do is we'll open up this card body div here. We're going to type in LFR, and we're going to go ahead and find that third snippet. And this is basically just going to give us a heading with a link to the page that we've added into the structure. The goal here would be to provide a way for our content creators to create featured hotel groups, if you will, of 4 different featured hotels. They can add an image for the hotel, they can add their title, and then they can add a link to the actual hotel page that would be on the Livingston Hotels and Resorts. So we have our header, we have our link here. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to basically finish it off. So the rest of this, because it's essentially going to be the same thing, we're just going to repeat this. So we're going to add the second column, and then we're going to add the second row, which will contain the last 2 columns. So go ahead and highlight this insert fourth snippet here, type LFR, and you can go ahead and open up that fourth snippet. If you want to pause the video to investigate, what you can do is just take a look, and you can see really the only differences between these different sections is what we're referencing from the structure. So we have text image 1, link 1. Here we have text image 2, link 2. Similarly, for this last section that we're about to add, we will see 3 and we will see 4. So go ahead and type in LFR. Add that last snippet. It's going to be the 5th snippet there, and then we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and save this here. We have text and image 3, we have text and image 4, and then again we have the link 3 and the link 4 here. So basically this is just giving us the ability to create some different rows and columns, and we can use some of those card classes to make sure that our featured hotels look as we expect. So the last thing we're going to do for this exercise is we're going to go ahead and make sure to add our new web content template here. We're going to connect it to our structure, and then we'll see how our content changes on the front page. So let's go ahead and go back into our platform here. I'm going to go to the content and data section of site administration, web content. And this time we're going to click on the templates tab, and here we can add our new template. So click add at the top right. We're going to go ahead and name this featured hotels template. And we want to go ahead and copy and paste our code into here, and we'll do a minor edit here as well. So copy this, and then we're going to paste it into our editor. And just to see how the editor is working for us, we're going to go ahead and connect this to our structure. We'll see this left side update, and it will show us the fields that we created in our structure, and we can reference very easily. So you can see the convenience of the editor itself. So go ahead and click on select under structure on the right side. If you don't see this open, you can just open up the properties section. So we need to go ahead and make sure to use the featured hotels content structure. Now for simplicity, we're just going to go ahead and use the one that says 3 months ago. This is the one that was imported with the actual finished content. And when we do that, we will actually see our new fields. So these are the fields that we set up in the structure we created. The last thing we need to do here for our template is we need to highlight this comment here that says insert title data here. And then we want to just go ahead and click on the title section where you see fields. And it's going to give us that title.getData. So if you're wondering how exactly you're referencing the data from your structure, this editor can actually help you manage that. So let's go ahead and save here at the top right. So let's go ahead and click on the web content tab here. We're going to click on our 2019 featured hotels content. If I open up the default template section here, you should see that it says featured hotels template. Okay, so this is showing the connection between the structure and the template. So for if some reason you chose our structure when you connected it to the template, you can just go ahead and change that here to make sure that the original structure is connected here as well. Again, this is just because we imported our example earlier. So we can go ahead and click publish here. And we can go ahead and click on go to site in site administration. And sure enough, there we go. We should see our new featured hotels. So what you can do here is you can do some bonus exercises if you want to create your own structure and template. In the exercise steps, there's some examples for creating something like a press release and creating a new template for that. So feel free to dig into this a bit and have fun with the web content structures and templates. So that's it here. In the next section, what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and talk about how we can use page fragments to easily create some of the page design as well. So I'll see you in the next section.